So it's important to note the difference between land defenders and climate activists. On the one hand, you have land defenders, which are largely indigenous people that are fighting for their ancestral lands, putting their lives on the line against super powerful corporations with tons of hitmen, murderers on their payroll. On the one hand, you have those people, and they don't get reported on. Supposedly, we're in this time where everyone's environmentally conscious, and yet where are all the news articles about these land defenders being murdered, assassinated? I'm talking like gunned down in their driveways as they come home with the groceries, have their front doors kicked in and gunned down while they're sitting on the couch. You would think with murders this dramatic happening to the people who are defending the environment, the thing that we're all supposed to care about, it would be front page news every time this happens, and yet we never ever hear about it. What do we hear about? We hear about climate protesters. Look at these brave souls who disrupted Les Miserables. Wow. Do they chain themselves to the bike rack again or whatever they do? Every time these people fart, it gets news coverage on CNN. But seemingly CNN can't spare any ink for the 1,700 environmental activists killed in a decade. Very conservative there, but of course, look at the source. A new report from Global Witness found that 3 environmental defenders were murdered every week in 2018, and many more were criminalized for working to protect the land, water, and other vital resources. Criminalized? Who's criminalizing the land defenders? Think about it. The same people that have the power to criminalize the people who are defending the land are the same people who have the power to send hitmen and assassins to kill them. The same people who have been destroying this planet for so long, raping its resources, they also have the power to now paint themselves as the defenders of the environment, the climate activists. Lackeys of the same corporations that destroy this planet. So isn't that interesting that you have these incredibly rich and powerful corporations and organizations claiming to be green, claiming to be environmentalist, bringing in a new era of environmentalism, and yet the real land defenders are being murdered and criminalized by the people and the powers who have the money to criminalize those who defend the land. The murders of indigenous activists mark the death of the planet. I agree with that. Seven men convicted of murdering Honduran environmentalist. More rights defenders murdered in 2021. 138 killed just in Colombia. So if 138 were killed just in Colombia in 2021, then how can this other one be right? 1,700 killed in a decade. Huh? Maybe just in Colombia, 1,700 killed in a decade. Shock in Colombia over murder of 14-year-old. They assassinated a 14-year-old. Indigenous environmental defender killed in latest Honduras attack. Another indigenous environmentalist. They're mass murdering these people. So just remember who the real environmentalists are and who they aren't. It's the Great Plague.